Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I have 3 stories based on true events. If you like the show so far, please make sure you leave a comment, a like, and subscribe. I hate to be like every other YouTuber out there, but it really does help. And with that, let's sit back, grip our seats, and enjoy the show. I've been working overnight shifts as a home health aide for a while now, and I've gotten pretty used to the quiet, especially in this particular client's house. It's a massive place. More of a mansion, really. And when the sun goes down, it turns into this eerie, echoing space that can feel unsettling if you let your imagination run. But most nights, I'm focused on my job and don't think twice. My shift usually runs from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 a.m. My client is an elderly man with advanced dementia. He typically goes to sleep early and sleeps through the night. 12 solid hours if all goes well. My job is mostly to ensure he stays safe, doesn't get disoriented and wander or fall trying to get out of bed. We use a baby monitor system to keep an eye on him, which helps me stay aware of any movement from the guest room down the hall where I sit and check paperwork or quietly watch TV. Last night around 11:11 p.m., yes, I glanced at the clock. I was checking the monitor like I always do. The room was dark, but the night vision on the camera is clear enough to see everything. He was sound asleep, facing the wall, not moving. Then something happened that I still can't explain. I watched, completely awake and alert, as the blanket at the foot of his bed slowly lifted up. Not like a breeze or a sudden movement from underneath. It rose in a very smooth motion, as if someone invisible was standing at the edge of the bed and gently picking it up. It hovered like that for about 3 full seconds. I even counted. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3, and then it slowly lowered back down onto the bed. No windows were open. The air conditioning wasn't running. The room's door was closed. He didn't move at all, didn't even stir. There was absolutely nothing in that room that could have caused the blanket to lift like that. I sat there frozen, staring at the screen. I kept watching to see if it would happen again, but everything went still, dead quiet. I tried to rationalize it, maybe a draft from under the door, but there's barely any airflow in the house that night. And I've been in that room dozens of times. There's never been anything like this. I didn't tell anyone. I mean, what do you even say? But I'll admit it still shook me. I don't consider myself overly superstitious, but there's something about being alone in a huge silent house while someone sleeps under your care, and then witnessing something move without explanation, that makes your mind go places you don't want it to. Was it a glitch in the monitor feed? A trick of the eyes? Or something else? I honestly don't know, but I do know what I saw, and I won't forget it anytime soon. Alright, this just happened less than 15 hours ago, and I'm still shaking as I type. I seriously don't know what to make of it. I work nights, 3 a.m. to 11 a.m., at a warehouse just outside a quiet little town west of Chicago. It's usually dead around that time, peaceful even. No cars, no noise, just cold air and the occasional owl. I live alone, and I've walked that same lot 100 times without thinking twice. But last night felt different. It was about 2:45 a.m. The lot was completely empty, no wind and dead silent. The kind of silence where your footsteps sound unnaturally loud. You could hear the gravel shift under your shoes like you were inside a vacuum. As I reached for my car door, I heard this sound, high-pitched and weirdly layered. Imagine a mix of distant TV static, metal dragging across concrete, and a dog crying? It didn't sound right. It didn't sound natural. I froze for a second and turned around. That's when I saw it. At the far edge of the lot, near the tree line, there was this tall figure, way taller than a person should be, just standing there, unmoving, featureless, No flashlight, no reflective vest, nothing. I blinked. Just a normal blink. And it was suddenly closer. 2 steps closer. Not walking, just closer. I said, nah, nope, out loud without even thinking. Jumped into my car, slammed the door shut, and locked it. Flipped the headlights on immediately. It was gone. Nothing. No movement, just empty woods. I floored it out of there without buckling up. Didn't even realize my hands were shaking until I hit the main road and came back to my senses. But here's the part that really messes with me. Later, when I got home, I went to check my dashcam footage. I figured maybe I'd caught something on camera. The thing records every drive, always. I never touch it. But the cord was unplugged, just dangling. I have no explanation for that. It doesn't unplug itself. Still trying to keep it together, I checked the ring cam on my front porch. There's a clip timestamped 3:01 a.m. It shows my car pulling into the driveway, headlights on, but then nothing. For 4 solid minutes, I'm just sitting in the driver's seat. No movement, no lights turning off, no door opening, just me, staring straight ahead, like I was waiting for something. Thing is, I don't remember that at all. In my head, I parked and went straight inside. I didn't sit there. All today I felt off, like something's watching. I keep glancing over my shoulder like I'm not alone. Even my dog, normally pretty chill, won't go near my car now. He just stood in the yard barking at it like there was something in it. I haven't slept. I don't want to sleep. Part of me thinks it was a hallucination, stress, sleep deprivation, something logical. But part of me knows what I saw. That thing moved when I blinked. I didn't imagine that. Has anyone ever seen something like that before? Something that doesn't walk, just skips closer when you're not looking. Please tell me I'm not the only one losing it out here. Hey everyone, long-time lurker, first-time poster. Reading through other people's experiences here gave me the push I needed to finally share something that's been sitting with me for over a decade. I don't usually talk about it, not because I've forgotten, but because every time I've tried, people either laugh it off or get uncomfortable and change the subject. But what happened to me when I was 12 years old never really left me. It was during summer break. My cousin, who's a couple of years older than me, had to come stay with us for a few weeks. He had recently injured his knee pretty badly, needed crutches to get around, so he was mostly parked in the living room with his leg propped up and a stack of junk food within arm's reach. We were close. Late nights were our thing. Video games, stupid jokes, soda, not a care in the world. This one night, it was probably after midnight, I was in my bedroom, lights off, sitting cross-legged on the floor, controller in hand. My cousin was still in the living room. I remember hearing the TV faintly from down the hall. Everything felt normal, until it didn't. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw something moving just beyond the glow of my screen. At first, I thought maybe it was a shadow from the game reflecting weird on the wall. But then it came closer, and it wasn't a shadow. Something was crawling toward me from the hallway. It was shaped like a person, but its body was all wrong. Too long in some places, too small in others. It moved with these jerky, unnatural spasms, like it didn't know how joints were supposed to work. I couldn't hear footsteps, just this low, wet, scraping sound, like skin dragging across carpet. And it was making noises. These awful, glitched breathing sounds, like someone trying to imitate a human but getting the timing all off. For one horrible second, I thought it might be my cousin messing with me. But then I remembered his leg was broken. He couldn't crawl if he wanted to. There was no way. And then I just snapped. Fight or flight kicked in hard. I threw the controller and bolted out of the room, yelling for him. I didn't even look back. He didn't see anything. By the time I got to him, the hallway was empty. But I could tell he believed something spooked me bad. He was clearly rattled too, even if he didn't say it out loud. After that, I refused to go back into my room at night. I slept on the couch in the living room for days, lights on, TV running. I told my parents I was just feeling sick and left it at that. We stayed in that house for another 6 years. I never saw anything like that again, but that room never felt safe after that night. Every time I stepped inside, it felt like the air was heavier, colder. Like something was waiting for me to let my guard down. I always kept a lamp on. I never let the door fully close. Even now, years later, living somewhere completely different, I still think about it. Late at night, when everything's quiet and the lights are low, I wonder if I really saw what I think I saw, or if it followed me. So I guess I'm just throwing this out there. Has anyone else seen something that shouldn't move the way it did? Or felt like a specific room was watching them? I don't need validation, but I wouldn't mind knowing that I'm not the only one. Thanks for reading this far.